Here's the thing. When you have kids, you quickly, when did spanking become wrong? When did that stop? Did anybody else get spanked as a kid? Yeah, like I got spanked as a kid. Like I grew up in the 80s. I grew up in the golden age of spankings, right? There was no timeout for us. There was just knockout. That was your option, right? But this is the problem with spankings. At some point in your life, spankings no longer hurt. They were kind of funny. Like, do any of you remember the first time you ever laughed at your mom when she was spanking you? Yeah, I remember when it happened to me, right? My mom was spanking me. I was trying not to laugh. I was trying really hard. I let out a little giggle, just a little like that. She got super pissed, started spanking me even harder. And quite honestly, I just got embarrassed because my kids were there. Sorry, kids, you had to see this. I told her bare butt was not necessary, but she insisted. Here's the thing about spankings. Like, when I was a kid and I knew a spanking was coming, I was like the first survivor, man. I would literally hide out in a closet for like 2 weeks, eating nothing but shoelaces just to survive, right? Just to avoid getting a spanking. Now, I'll pay anywhere from $50 to $100 for a good spanking. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, I think my wife is ripping me off on a lot of those. I'm just like, put your back into it. Girl, this is not even rosy. Come on. Leave some marks. Let's go. Commit to it. This is the thing, my wife and I, we got married at a really young age. We got married really young, mainly because we thought we would get extra credit in home ec class. Didn't work out. I actually have I have a baby face. A lot of you are looking at me and you're thinking I'm a younger guy, but I'm actually a lot older than you think. And the baby face is nice now, because I do look younger, but it sucked in high school. It really did, because like all the girls like try to ask out on dates. They're like, oh, he's so cute. Look, he's asking me out on a date. Oh, no, I do like you, but kind of like in a little brother kind of a way. So as you can imagine, when I finally got my first date, I kind of had some mixed feelings about it, right? Because part of me was excited, but the other part of me was kind of scared because there was a good chance she was a pedophile. Like, you really like the little baby face? That's what's creeping me out. This is the thing. When you get married, your life changes when you get married, but then your life changes again once you have kids. Now again, I don't want to brag or anything, but if I think about like our sex life now, it reminds me of an NBA playoff game. Lots of infrequent, unnecessary timeouts. Right? I'm always getting called for touch fouls. And I only get 24 seconds to get a shot off, so it's kind of the same thing nowadays. Oh. I wanted to make it up to my wife this last year for the Thigh Master present, So what I did is before her birthday, 2 weeks before her birthday, I went up to her and I said, babe, what would you like for your birthday? Right? What do you want for your birthday? She goes, I'm so glad you asked. Here's a brochure. She handed me a brochure for Botox. Yeah, she wanted to get Botox done on her lips. She wanted fuller, fluffier lips. And then I saw the price tag, right? And I was like, oh, this is tough because I want to be a good husband. I want to give my wife everything she desires. I want to give her everything. But in these hard economic times, we kind of had a compromise. And so I punched it in her mouth. Yeah. Oh, works great. I save a ton of money. She gets full lips, We do have to apply it every couple days to keep the right fullness up. And it can get a little awkward, like when the kids are around, it's like, no, I swear she asked for it. No, seriously. It's not going to be like last Christmas. Daddy's not drinking again, okay? I like you guys. I like it when you guys can laugh at a domestic violence joke. Here's the thing. While we're talking about plastic surgery, this last Thanksgiving, we're having a big Thanksgiving dinner, and my grandmother decides at dinner time to make an announcement. She's like, I want to tell you guys, her announcement was, she wants to get a boob job. My grandma wants to get a boob job. That's like hanging a chandelier in a haunted house. It's like putting like 20-inch rims on a Yugo. It just doesn't make... We ask her, we go, Grandma, why do you want to get a boob job? And she goes like this, she goes, because I'm a cougar. I'm like, you passed cougar a long time ago. You're approaching velociraptor. Like, just... Here's a sad statistic about marriage. They say that 50% of all marriages will end in divorce in the first 2 years, which I think is sad, but I came up with a solution, because I'm a problem solver. That's what I do. This is how we fix that. What we do is we get the guy who writes cell phone contracts to write marriage contracts. Because I know there's like 90% of everybody in this room just like, I hate my cell phone. This is terrible. I hate this thing. Man, but this is an AT&T contract. It'll take a wrath of God to get out of this thing. There's no way I'm getting out. I got to stick with it to the bitter end. Plus, the cool thing would be every 2 years you get to upgrade to a new model. Do an upgrade. Yeah, thank you. I know a lot of the girls don't like that joke. They're like, that's mean, Jamie. That's a mean joke. Girls, like, you haven't thought about upgrading yours? Yours hasn't held more than a 3-minute charge for who knows how long. Oh. Anybody got tattoos? We got some tats, some ink out here? Huh? Yeah, what do you got, buddy? A lot. What's your most embarrassing tattoo? A duck? So take me through the thought process. How did the duck happen? Were you just like, ducks are awesome. Hell yeah. Where's the duck at? On your hip? That's awesome. This is the thing with tattoos. Like, I don't have any tattoos, but I was like, you know, if I'm gonna get a tattoo, I'm gonna put a lot of thought into it, right? I want something that has meaning, something that I'm gonna be proud of, right, for the rest of my life. My cousin came over to my house and he comes walking in all like he's cool, and he goes, dude, I got my first tattoo. I'm like, really? What'd you get? He goes, I got a mermaid. I'm like, really? You got a mermaid? He's like, hell yeah, I did. I'm like, why did you go with a mermaid? He goes, because they're friggin' hot. I'm like, I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but she's a fish from here down. Disneyland's open, but the rides are closed. I go, I don't even think that would work. I don't even think, and then he goes like this, he goes, well, they got buttholes. So I don't know, maybe it would. I just don't know. I don't know, maybe it would. I just am saying, I don't know how that. I go like this, I go, okay, Scott, let's pretend that mermaids are real. Let's pretend that they are real, and you actually convinced one to come home with you. Here's the real problem. I don't care how much you Febreze your bed, that smell is not gonna come out. So my point is, just say no to mermaids. Just say no. I do have to admit this though. I do have to admit, if I had 3 wishes, I would wish for a mermaid. One of my wishes would be for a mermaid, and then I'd get her stuffed and mounted above my fireplace. Because that would be the most bitchin' fish story of all time, wouldn't it? Like your buddy who like fishes all the time, be coming over like bragging, I caught a marlin the other day, I'm so awesome. And you'd be like, oh, you caught a marlin? Check this out. That's right, it's a mermaid. Oh, you want to know? Oh, well, let me tell you about how I caught her. Me and my buddies were fishing off the coast of Cabo San Lucas a couple weeks ago. You know, we were out there for a couple hours, you know, we were baiting them with like, lean cuisines and American Express gold cards. We really weren't getting any bites at all. But then the local guy goes, hey, you should try this. It's a little illegal, but it'll work. So we started baiting them with like Twilight books. Boom, they were nailing our lines left and right. This one, man, she had a ton of, it took me like 4 hours to get her up into the boat. And then once I got her into the boat, she had a ton of fight left in her. I had to beat her head up against the side of the boat at least 10 times to kill her. And don't even ask me how I got her into the cooler. That was crazy. Now I know a lot of you are uncomfortable with that joke because you're thinking in your head, he just killed a mermaid. And I know a lot of you have been fighting really hard for mermaid rights, and it's just not fair. But this is the part of the show where I have to remind you that mermaids aren't real. It didn't really happen. If you didn't like that joke, you are not going to like the joke about me taking a unicorn to a glue factory. Yeah, where do you think we get glitter glue from, huh? Unicorns. That's where we get them. I'm going to leave the stage here. You guys have been a great crowd. You guys have been awesome. Give yourselves a hand of applause for being so awesome. I'm going to leave tonight telling you about something I'm really excited about. This last Christmas, I had an awesome Christmas because my wife bought me probably the single coolest thing a man can get from a wife. She bought me a Kama Sutra book. You guys know what that is? Yeah, it's basically a comic book of sex positions is what it is, right? I open it up, I'm like, awesome, let's go try this out, right? We get in the bedroom, you know what I quickly discovered? I don't have enough pillows to do half the stuff in that book. You need a lot of pillows. You gotta cram things into places and prop things up. So I panicked. I ran into the kids' room. I'm like, I need all your pillows, all of them. I know it's your favorite pillow. I'll bring it right back, I promise. I get back in the bedroom. I'm like, baby, look at all these pillows. It's on like Donkey Kong. Let's do this. We start getting back into it. About 5 minutes goes by. My wife can tell there's something wrong. She's like, babe, tell me what's going on? What's wrong? And I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. She's like, really? Well, what's going on? I'm like, SpongeBob is staring at me right in the face. And I'm pretty sure I'm teabagging Justin Bieber right now. So, can we get some Hannah Montana or something? Can we just... Hey, you guys have been a ton of fun. My name's Jamie. Thanks for coming out, you guys. Jamie Maxfield! Like I had this conversation the other day. I was like, hey, I can't wait to get you on my face. No, I meant face space. I'm sorry, Grandma. That was completely awkward for both of us.